पब्लिक चालू हो गई थी। विवेक विवेक बहन का लौड़ा चल रहा था।
ये था कम बजट वाला मार्वल इंट्रो हम लोग का।
छी, मैं तो सोच रहा था आप क्या कर रहे हो तब से ये। बाप रे।
मजा आ गया। ओके चलो, गुड टाइम। सो हेलो
Okay, I
गाइस।
guess we're live.
यस वी आर लाइव। ये दिस इज द सेकंड मूवी रिलेटेड डिस्कशन स्ट्रीम आई एम डूइंग। पहले नो वे होम के लिए किया था मैंने और मनु ने, हु इज जॉइनिंग इन सम टाइम। बट दो और लोग यहाँ पे, नीतीश को तुम लोग जानते हो, और अगर नहीं जानते तो कॉन्ग्रेट्स ऑन योर प्रमोशन एंड हैप्पी सक्सेसफुल पर्सनल एंड प्राइवेट लाइफ। और उसके नीचे मेहताब है।
देखो
मेहताब
वो लोग आपके चैनल पे है अभी, तो आई क्लियरली दे डोंट हैव पर्सनल और जस्ट किडिंग। हाँ गाइस, आई लव यू ऑल, कंटिन्यू, सॉरी।
और मेहताब is a friend of mine, and also you might, some of you might have seen him on Tanmay streams। एक दो बार, कितनी बार आया तो तन्मय की स्ट्रीम पे?
Twice, thrice.
हाँ, तो you might have seen him on Tanmay streams, but he's a friend of
L-
mine from several years, long before any of us were doing well. The boy, The Boys के बारे में बात करोगे? नहीं रे, The Boys के लिए अलग स्ट्रीम करने का प्लान है मेरा।
ओ
तूने देखा है?
अरे फिर क्या।
उसके लिए एक अलग स्ट्रीम करेंगे मेरे, उस पर थोड़ा अलग, वो थोड़ा लंबा थॉट वाला ही है। बट आज 3 सुपर हीरो मूवीज निकले 2022 में, सो आई थॉट तीनों के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे। एंड नीतीश ठाकुर ने बैटमैन देखा नहीं है, तो बैटमैन एंड में डिस्कस करेंगे आफ्टर। और देख ले भाई, इट्स इन माय ओपिनियन द बेस्ट ऑफ द थ्री।
फिर
बट
देखता हूँ।
देख लेना बाद में।
डार्क नाइट से भी बेटर था, क्या
नहीं नहीं
बात
नहीं
है।
नहीं
नहीं नहीं
हाँ
नहीं नहीं नहीं
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
फिर ठीक
थोड़ा
है।
ज्यादा हो गया।
नहीं actually they brought the bar quite low in the Batman versus Superman and Justice League
या
और वो
या
सब करके,
या
तो उसके बाद this was a good refresher.
DC has just been so bad ना, कि when they come up with a mediocre movie ना, पब्लिक ऑस्कर देने का ट्राई करती है। ये लो भाई, ले ले भाई, तू क्या क्या बात कर रहा है, इंटरवल में नहीं निकले लोग।
That's true, that's true.
तो अपन अपन विल टॉक अबाउट मार्वल्स डीसी मूवी व्हिच इज मल्टीवर्स ऑफ मैडनेस। मेरा ओके चलो, तीनों तीनों स्टार्ट करते हैं इस पे, ठीक है? नीतीश, तेरे क्या थॉट्स है मल्टीवर्स ऑफ मैडनेस पे?
मैं ऑनेस्टली बोलूं, मैं पुणे में था जब मैंने ये मूवी देखा, और अगर इंटरवल नहीं आया होता तो मैं माँ कसम सो गया होता। मैं ऑलमोस्ट ऐसे हो गया था पूरा, इंटरवल हुआ, लाइट ऑन हुई तो मेरी आंख खुली, माँ कसम, नो एग्जैजरेशन। तो ये मेरा ओपिनियन है भाई। पोस्ट क्रेडिट भी मेरे को हवा लगा यार, 2 पोस्ट क्रेडिट और दोनों में ही मजा नहीं आया मुझे। मेरा ओपिनियन है ये, बट
ओके भाई, मूवी का बात करो तो एकदम डायरेक्ट ओपनिंग दे सकते, मैंने डिस्क्लेमर दिया भाई, कोई पॉलिटिकल रिलीजियस डिस्कशन नहीं चल रहा है यहाँ पे कि मेरे हिसाब से यहाँ पे सीधा सीधा बोल
स्टिल
सकते हैं।
एक किसी को पसंद आई हो सकती है ना, सबका अपना अपना टेस्ट होता है, वैसे बोल रहा हूँ मैं।
मेहताब, तेरा क्या थॉट्स था?
I think देख watchable तो था कि like
या
I could sit through it.
या
I could sit through it, but the movie was very forgettable. Like I was trying really hard to remember for a week कि वो क्या हुआ था Multiverse of Madness में.
या
It was very like it was a very insignificant sort of movie. That plot twist where like it's Wanda is the villain,
या
that also comes in super early on,
या
I feel.
बट दैट वाज अ
All
गुड
of
मोमेंट, दैट वाज अ गुड
हाँ
मोमेंट।
हाँ कि ओ like वो ऐसा लगा
या
कि okay movie is catching on now, then her attacks on the sanctum etc. वहां तक भी
करेक्ट
nice
करेक्ट।
था, but yeah, I feel like also like with all like credit where it's due, I feel what they were trying to pull off was also a very tough concept, right?
या
Like multiverse as a concept.
या
Even No Way Home, I feel वहाँ पे भी same concept था, and like it's a very tough concept to
या
pull off,
या
but they use so many tools, and like they had to do each of them very right to make it an entertaining movie,
या
where which didn't land for um, Doctor Strange, I feel. Or for one particular thing was so many cameos, but all of them shit. Fuck all cameos. Fuck all
you
Max.
didn't like the Fantastic Four cameo?
Fantastic Four cameo was alright. John Krasinski
John
was okay.
Krasinski was good, yeah. But a lot of people are expecting Tom Cruise to come as
Iron Man, na?
Iron Man, but he was busy making
नहीं.
the only $1 billion movie of the year, Top Gun. हाँ यार, मतलब मेरे हिसाब से भी I didn't dislike it as much as you guys, but I personally thought it was I मैं उनको एटलीस्ट ये रिस्पेक्ट दूंगा कि दे ट्राई टू मेक अ गुड मूवी। लाइक इफ यू कंपेयर टू समथिंग लाइक अ मॉर्बियस, लाइक वी फॉरगॉट मॉर्बियस भी 2022 में निकला, बट किसी कौन रिव्यू करेगा वो मूवी? देखा तूने? तूने देखा है
Haven't even
नीतीश?
seen.
तूने सुना है मॉर्बियस क्या है?
मैंने सुना भी नहीं है इसके बारे
So,
में एक्चुअली,
okay.
जेन्युइनली।
तो मॉर्बियस के केस में मूवी भी गंदा था और मूवी में कुछ एम्बिशन नहीं था. ये मूवी में एटलीस्ट देयर इज एम्बिशन. आई डोंट इवन थिंक इट्स दैट बैड. ऑनेस्टली आई थॉट द विलन वाज वेरी गुड. सो स्कारलेट विच एज अ विलन इज ग्रेट.
Yeah, true. Very
बट
strong villain.
100% and she's acted also superbly well.
Yeah.
I think so. The main failure of the movie was the script. The script was poor. It was a bad like story was
Yeah.
very average, and it was
True.
like a Scarlet Witch movie with Doctor Strange in it, right?
Yeah, correct.
So उस
बट
हिसाब
Correct.
पता है एक और अजीब फैक्टर क्या हो सकता है कि हम लोग सब स्पाइडरमैन देखने के बाद कोई मार्वल मूवी देखने गए थे तो बार ऑलरेडी इधर सेट था हम लोग के लिए कि
और maybe that's
उसके बाद कुछ भी देखेंगे हम तो आई डोंट थिंक कैन मैच दैट लेवल जो हमने देखा. अगर वो तो बोल ही सकते हैं 3 स्पाइडरमैन एंड ऑल
yeah,
दैट.
of course. I feel like the other thing though is कि in case of Multiverse of Madness they had promoted a lot of the movie. मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा hype marketing था. Whereas with Thor it was very like they didn't even do trailer 2 महीने पहले निकला यार. Multiverse 6 महीने से ट्रेलर निकल रहा है उसका. So I just feel कि they promised
Yeah.
too much and then they couldn't pay it
True.
off. देखो, how did you feel about the Illuminati? चल specifically that was the most like awaited part of the movie, right? और उधर बहुत लोगों को पसंद नहीं आया मतलब
Yeah.
the Illuminati part. What did you feel about that? Mehtab.
I think it was okay. Like वैसा से लाइन हो पाया, but ठीक है, good attempt types. Which is my sentiment about the entire movie
Yeah.
in general.
तेरे को
also.
कैसा लगा भाई नीतीश?
सेम +1 एग्जैक्ट सेम. एकदम क्रेजी नहीं लगा बट ठीक है, गुड अटेम्प्ट.
मेरा so I feel so मेरा I have a problem with the logic of that. ठीक है, so there are several plot holes in all Marvel movies. It's not कि सिर्फ multiverse का
Yeah.
issue. But तू वो Black Bolt का scene है जिसमें वो ऐसे बोलती है and he can't talk anymore. His face is gone. So why can't
Yeah.
she just do that to the like Doctor Strange and all that? कि वो ऐसे she just imagines that वो America Chavez is in front of her and she grabs it. So it's very inconsistent कि उसके powers कैसे चलते हैं Wanda के. So that was
True. She clearly overpowers everybody, but in different ways. Like
yeah.
वो जब उसका मन करता है वो तभी आता है वो फिर.
I'll say one more like thing that a lot of people वो meme देखा तूने कि if Reed Richards was actually the smartest man in the world and वो बोलता है कि Black Bolt will tell you where your kids are Black Bolt और वो Black Bolt मार डालेगा उसको. But that wouldn't have worked because it was Scarlet Witch in someone else's body. It wasn't her real body. तो उसको मार भी देते अगर वो लोग तो भी वो तो जिंदा रहती थी ना. She would have found another way to come there.
Correct. She was in that mountain space.
Yeah, वो अलग
जहाँ से
universe
वो
में
कर
रहती
रहे
है.
थे.
So it wouldn't have worked also, but yeah, it was like. And the second thing is कि I'll give them credit कि there's no way they knew वो इतनी powerful है. उनके universe में they thought she's probably like no Scarlet Witch कैसे Civil War में कैसे रहती है? She's not unbeatable, right? Wanda is not. उसको सिर्फ कार मार के बेहोश करते लोग वो मूवी में. तो it's. I think that's one thing, and I think second thing is कि none of the. I think Doctor Strange as a hero works very well when he's supporting. So like Infinity War में बढ़िया चला हो. End Game में बढ़िया चला, right? वो. But when he's
even
not,
Spider-Man, he was good.
yes, even Spider-Man he was good. But when he has to, and I love the actor, Benedict Cumberbatch crazy है. But
But even if I think थोड़ा सा disagreement है वहाँ पे because his first solo movie, I think it was amazing. बहुत ही like at that point, Strange का concept was also new and what they did with everything. Even though उसका climax just like with this one was
I love that climax. No, I love that climax.
So in concept that climax was amazing. In like actuality was कुछ भी नहीं था.
Sure, but
if you look at it,
I've never seen a movie ending like that. It was very different.
Exactly. So like those are the things that worked for that movie, but overall it was a good story.
So so why I'm saying this is because like the main problem with this movie is what the plot, right? The plot is कुछ भी चल रहा है किधर भी, there's no continuity, बीच में movie खींचना शुरू होता है. But I feel a big reason for that is because they had to come up with things that he couldn't solve immediately. वरना the way like even in Thor Ragnarok वो कैसे omnipotent हो जाता है यार once he masters the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme. So they had to make a movie where he has issues and all that, and I feel that's why even Doctor Strange 1 में it's about him becoming powerful. But वो हर मूवी में करते हैं, तो नोटिस किया ऐसे वो कोई पावरफुल होता है फिर अगले मूवी में वापस वीक हो जाता है वो, फिर वापस एंड में पावर मिलता है फिर वापस वीक हो जाता है. I feel so that is one thing I think Thor Love and Thunder did well, but वो अपन उस पे बाद में आते हैं. But
Yeah.
in this one, I cameos. एक तो दूसरी बात ये है कि if your entire movie is based on cameos ना, then it won't do well. The movie has to be good.
Yeah, but like your cameos have to be good because that there's that surprise element of that one
Yeah,
famous actor coming in. So you better ace it. They've got what 10-20 seconds on screen.
yeah.
So it better be good. Which was only the case with ये Fantastic Four वाला cameo. बाकी सभी काफी average थे.
Yeah, agreed. I think the other one would have been a big deal, Dr. X, if Professor X, if it would have not
Yeah,
been announced in the trailers. ट्रेलर्स में उन्होंने
yeah.
बता दिया ना कि वो है सो
हाँ.
वरना इट वुड हैव बीन अ बिग डील वो भी बेचारा आके मर ही जाता है आई फील सो बैड फॉर हिम एवरी मूवी ही
Yeah.
डाइज मैन
He gets into yeah. He gets into her mind and she gets in his mind and then she kills him.
Professor X has died in the last 3 movies he appeared in. He died in Logan, he died in Days of Future Past, and he died here also. And
Oh
then
yeah.
X-Men 3 में भी मरा
Oh
हुआ
yeah.
है।
Yeah, lol.
भाई का काम मरना है सिर्फ। So lot of people comparing this to Spider-Man, but Spider-Man में they were not cameos. They were like supporting actors. Toby and
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
were supporting actors. They weren't like they made the movie. It wasn't a small like ये 5
Yeah,
मिनट के लिए
yeah,
और
yeah.
fuck off हो गया।
That can't be considered a cameo.
Can't come।
वो तो
तेरे को कुछ भी अच्छा लगा नीतीश?
थॉर का कैमियो सही था.
थॉर के कैमियो से तेरे को कुछ भी अच्छा लगा नीतीश?
मल्टीवर्स ऑफ मैडनेस में
हाँ।
ऑनेस्टली नहीं
Nothing. You
मिस
didn't like anything.
मतलब विजुअल्स अच्छे थे कुछ कुछ बट
That's
वही
the least
मेरे
you
लिए
can do with a Doctor Strange movie. That's the least.
हाँ
This is the if Wanda in that verse was killed, then the actual Wanda couldn't dreamwalk. But it would not be a long what I'm thinking is Scarlet Witch would not be dead. Nah, something or other the other would have like she with years of training वो आ जाती थी वो universe में probably. But like it wouldn't solve the problem. It would only delay this because वरना they would have to stay trapped there. So
Yeah.
so first of all, did you know that the movie was directed by the same guy who directed the OG Spider-Man movies? Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness was directed by Sam Raimi. So that's the
Yeah.
director who directed Spider-Man
But-
1, 2 and 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So that's
I
why
didn't pay attention to that fact, but yeah.
उसका थोड़ा इसलिए ह्यूमर भी वियर्ड सा है रे. If you look at that वो हॉट डॉग वाला देखना वो क्या है वो मारता है कुछ.
बहुत कम था humor. In fact, they will have that comedic tone to them.
I'll just say one or two things I liked about the movie because अपन वरना सिर्फ गाड़ी मारे. I like the ending का fight. I like Zombie Strange कि उन्होंने start में उसको
Yeah.
दफनाया उधर. That was good कि वो dream knocks into a body.
हाँ.
So that whole
Yeah.
sequence now of him
He just
making
needs a body.
cake-
It doesn't have to be alive.
Yeah,
तो फिर वो कर लेगा.
Yeah, I know a few guys like that. So I'm saying
Oh shit.
multiverse of necrophilia. So it becomes a cape and वो जब जाता है. So I like that. I love the music. The music was really good. And I like the
Music was strange. You're saying that with like Batman or Thor discuss
No,
करने वाले
original
उसके
music.
बाद.
It
And you're
wasn't as
still
good
saying
as
that.
wasn't as good as the other one. The original music was good. The few tones, motifs that the piano theme when he comes out as Zombie Strange was good. Thor का अपन जाएंगे 2 सेकंड के लिए, but the thing is Thor is not an original soundtrack. I know what you're saying. अपन Thor का
Yeah.
Thor is my
But
favorite
it's
soundtrack
still
of
like-
any movie maybe in the last 20
Yeah.
years.
And like choicest of the songs they would.
Yes.
Actually, no, that's also debatable because when they opened Iron Man, both
Yeah.
1 and 2
Yeah.
was all AC/DC.
Yeah. So I think yeah, multiverse. So if you had to give it a grade between A and and I like Wanda as a villain. I think the actress Elizabeth Olsen did a killer job. मतलब उसको जो
Yeah.
material दिया ना, like her. I'll give you one scene. That scene where she's about to destroy the sanctum ना वो आती है वो कामरताश आती है वो फोड़ने को पूरा और वो बोलते हैं this is me being reasonable and you can like वो एकदम ऐसे smile करके बोलती है but इतना डरावना लगता है ना like
Yeah.
I like that
Elizabeth Olsen is a terrific actor.
yeah, they
वो
made
काफी-
her. They managed to make her feel so powerful. Like at no point do you think that these guys could probably go back and try and fighting her, and that is partly, of course, because of the story, but
Yeah.
also partly her acting is so terrifying. Na, ki she did a great job. If there's a nicer script around it, this would have been like a very good movie. In my opinion, it was a decent to good movie. I don't think it was bad. So out of A to F के बीच में
A से लेके fuck off के बीच में I think it was more towards the fuck off side.
So I would say it's like a B minus, like where A plus is Dark Knight. So I would say it's a B minus or a C plus in that zone. I'll go with B minus because तुम लोग गांड मारना है. नीतीश तेरे हिसाब से क्या था?
C या D?
C, both are C.
C is good.
Just for reference, what would you give Eternals?
Eternals, I think also C.
C. Okay,
Also
नीतीश
C.
तूने देखा Eternals?
Yeah.
नहीं.
Eternals is a new this thing, but I think it was watchable.
Eternals and this were both
I think it. I
situations.
think.
Sorry,
I
बोलना.
think on some levels, Eternals just might be better than
चलो
MoM.
अपन ऑडियंस को देते हैं पोल, ठीक है?
हाँ. Also अमेरिका एज अ कैरेक्टर इंट्रोड्यूस, मतलब पता नहीं उसके पावर्स भी इतना कुछ ठीक से बताया नहीं, या आप सीक्रेट रखना चाहते थे या क्या था, मेरे को समझा ही नहीं उससे. बट अपेरेंटली शी इज ऐसे सेट टू बी टू पावरफुल ना, ऐसे कॉमिक्स में या कुछ ऐसे
चैट फट
बोलते
गया
हैं.
Eternals पे. Eternals का गान मार लिया चैट ने. Eternals T.
Eternals को मार रहे हैं. Yeah, A, B, C, D. I'm not included F because I don't think it's like Thor, Dark World bad. But ज्यादा लोग D बोल रहे हैं. That's not for Eternals. This is for Multiverse of Madness, by the way.
ए पे भी है वोट्स.
A पे, I mean, see, the thing is, if you're a Doctor Strange fan, you will vote A. There are people who will give Iron Man 2 also an A, which it does not deserve. It's a bad
Iron
movie.
Man 2 is not.
Iron
Okay,
Man 2
might
is a
not be
bad
A,
movie.
but it's
It's a
at least
C
a
or
B
a B.
plus. It's a good movie.
बी हाँ, मेरे को भी अच्छी लगी थी.
Man 2 ठीक है. But
और मैं
it's not an A plus.
डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज फैन मैं भी हूँ यार. पार्ट 1 तो मेरे को बहुत मस्त लगा था, एंडिंग ये वो, बट इसमें कुछ ज्यादा ही हक दिए थे ऐसा मेरे को लगा.
Eternals BC गलती से कर दिया. Eternals F. चलो ठीक है, वापस
Okay.
एक और करते हैं वापस. Now this is for Doctor Strange है चैट. मैं वापस एक और पोल रख रहा हूँ.
तो ये डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज के लिए तो था ये.
हाँ, बट पिछले वाले लोगों को लगा Eternals के लिए, तो उन्होंने
बोल रहे ए पे हाथ क्लिक हो गया गलती से.
A, B, C.
सीधा
Oh.
ये पूछ लो ना, which one is worse, डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज और इटर्नल्स? ये दो ही ऑप्शन.
Oh, we do that, yeah. And I loved Wong, obviously. Wong, I think Nick Fury.
Wong is always on point.
I think Wong has become the Nick Fury of Phase 4. Feels like that कि वो ऐसे अभी सारे मूवी में कनेक्टेड टू शो. Plus I feel like it's cheaper to get him in a movie than Samuel Jackson. Marvel also like yeah.
वो चैट में एक ने एक इंटरेस्टिंग चीज लिखा है. टेक्निकली द डार्क होल्ड वाज द ट्रू विलन ऑफ MoM. वांडा वाज अ विक्टिम ऑफ द बुक, व्हिच इज काइंड ऑफ ट्रू देखा जाए तो.
But
ये थोड़ा नर्डी चले गए. I'd like to avoid.
Darkhold is that book. I also feel that in like WandaVision का थोड़ा बहुत उन्होंने character development regress कर दिया, but that's a whole different discussion. But I liked Wanda in this movie. I hope she comes. But she's evil. She kills 200-300 people, I think. 200-300 लोगों को तो मार डालती है वो. So I am very interested to see कि if she comes back, how they'll treat her. अगर उसको because all of this is just proving कि Tony was right in Civil War, honestly.
Yeah.
Team Iron Man 10 साल बाद भी जिंदा है. 2015 7 साल बाद 7-8 साल बाद. Wanda is dead. If they don't show you dying now, you're not dead. That's what I think in Superman. If they show the body dying now, then I'll believe कि मर गई है.
बी पे है सबसे ज्यादा वोट्स एज ऑफ नाउ, 33%.
Okay, चलो now let's go on to the next one, which was, and the thing with Multiverse Madness का दूसरा issue था कि it was very hyped. Had it just come out quietly now like Shang-Chi, then people would not have had that expectation.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi was good.
Yeah. But because Multiverse of Madness को इतना ज़्यादा hype करके रखा था उन्होंने कि it and the thing was right. Previous movie was No Way Home, which almost gave you everything you wanted as a fan. So
True.
there was no way it was going to be able to live up to that. But it was a decent movie for me. Could have been better. I think one thing Eternals और Multiverse of Madness में same है कि दोनों में idea was good. The vision was good. They didn't try to play it safe in either of the movies. They fucked up.
Was the next one?
Next one is Thor, Love and Thunder.
No, Thor के बाद क्या आ रहा है?
Batman. और अभी MCU में अभी Black Panther आया. अभी तो San Diego Comic Con है ना अभी एक महीने में. So they'll be announcing like 10-15 मूवी के trailers ये वो crazy रहने वाला है. अभी Comic Con आ रहा है एक महीने में. तो San Diego वाला इंडिया वाला नहीं कॉल लेने वाले बुकिंग के लिए. But
इंडिया में साल जाएगा.
So but वो वाले में उसमें काफी ये होंगे. But next one as of now is I think November में Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is going to be an interesting thing because they're not recasting Black Panther. तो क्या करेंगे पता नहीं. ट्रेलर के रुका हूँ.
हाँ क्योंकि वो तो कर ही नहीं सकते रिकास्ट तो.
So I know Quantum Mania is Feb. So this is now also one more thing just before we end the multiverse of madness discussion. I think this movie was very important to set up the big next like Infinity War type movie, because multiverse is the big theme now, and even
True, true,
between
true,
No Way Home and Loki and all, this is the one that showcases multiverse the most.
true.
So I think उस हिसाब से they had to like
It's an important movie in the larger scheme
yeah.
of things.
So like when Infinity War and Endgame के these behind the scenes came out now, the directors had said कि we actually made some people who were doing phase 2 phase 3 movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or Black Panther. We made a few people write down some things so that they could be included in Endgame. So like for building, because Endgame is the the
Yeah,
this ना, so same way it's possible कि Avengers 5 के लिए जो भी बन रहा है प्लॉट उस they might have told multiverse madness में ये चाहिए हम लोग को ताकि we can call back to it.
possible.
So
Possible, like a backtracking of sorts.
yeah something like that possible है. So now in terms of Marvel shows का अलग से करूँगा मैं एक, but now Thor Love and Thunder, which was my most hyped movie because after Thor Ragnarok, Thor had become my favorite Avenger. So
Absolutely. I think what Ragnarok did for Thor,
yeah.
it was great. Especially after the first two
First two,
movies.
yeah. One was decent, I thought. Two I didn't like. One was decent.
One was also like, I think just Thor as a character didn't land too much, just with his bleached beard and all that. Like just generally didn't feel too much like a
Yeah.
superhero, or
Yeah.
at least of the stature that he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
वो godlike feels नहीं आ रहा था उसमें
Yeah.
से.
A bleached beard was pissing me off. That's true.
Yeah,
In bleach,
it was
Thor one
it
was
was it
weird.
was mildly annoying.
Thor one में देखा तूने उसका ऐसा yellow beard रहता है, एकदम गंदा सा अजीब सा रहता है वो.
Yeah,
They really fucked it
exactly.
up.
तो वो सब चीजें था. ओवरऑल प्लॉट वाज फाइन. आई थिंक उसमें भी क्लाइमैक्स फक कर दिया था, वो सब था. बट लाइक they fixed all of it and
Yeah.
gave like 100 more things in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Ragnarok, they hit it out of the park.
100%.
उसमें भी
Is it one of your 5
उसमें भी
top
like
MCU
the
movies?
sides.
Ragnarok top 5
I
MCU?
think so. I think so. It was so entertaining and like
Yeah.
classic choice of like how Strange was chosen to be the side superhero in No Way Home, and like it happens so with a bunch of
Yeah.
movies जहाँ पे एक और superhero main hero रहते हैं और एक और रहता है.
Yeah.
I think Hulk was an amazing choice
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Hulk is
True.
वो काफी Ragnarok में kill कर दिया था. And Hela as a villain and just that story of Odin dying and like then
It was a
it
good,
was
it was
just
a great
amazing.
movie. तेरे को कैसा लगा था
Right.
नितेश रैग्नारॉक? तेरे को भी पसंद आया था ना?
हाँ, same, obviously.
So by the way एक चीज बता दूं, मैंने आज सुबह कॉल किया था नितेश को कि ये मैं थॉर का कर रहा हूँ स्ट्रीम. तूने देखा क्या मूवी? तो इस लाइक अरे नहीं देखा, मैं कल परसों.
नहीं, मेरे को मालूम नहीं था कि आप आज करने वाले
I
हो.
said तो कैसे MCU फैन है मैं वेंचुअल. And then he went immediately and watched it. मैं स्टोरी देखा क्योंकि ये तो बैठ के देख रहा है. तो ये लिटरली अभी थिएटर से आगे निकला. तो तू पहले बता
This
मेरे
is
को. हाँ.
fresh.
नहीं, मैं तो ऑनेस्टली भूल गया था कि अरे हाँ ये भी तो देखनी है. आप याद दिलाया. नहीं नहीं, समझ गया मैं. हाँ, तो आई फील कि जितना ऐसे हाइप्ड और मैं ज्यादा एक्सपेक्टेशन लेके गया था उतना मजा नहीं आया, बट खराब भी नहीं थी. फन मूवी थी.
Did you like
बट
it more than
एकदम
Ragnarok?
नहीं, ऑनेस्टली उतना मजा नहीं आया. नो, रैग्नारॉक
That's actually interesting point. कि like बहुत सारे expectation लेके जाओ, then it might not land. Where but reviews सुना था मैं जाने से पहले.
Yeah.
I watched it on the second day.
Yeah.
Second day last show. So a bunch of reviews had started pouring in, with most of them not being so good.
Yeah.
But I think that was just viewers being too harsh, because overall it was a fairly entertaining movie with great performances. Especially Bale ने तो क्या kill किया as usual with his acting. Too good. And like just and like now every sort of superhero movie in this in the MCU has to now deal with a post Thanos kind of vibe.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they have to sort of rebuild on some level. So like although New Asgard पहले भी दिखाया उनने,
It's
but like
become
the way
directionless a
they've
little
built
bit,
up,
MCU.
yeah, the way they've built up on that New Asgard vibe, and like Asgard is people and not a place wala idea. That was good. And a bunch of things that we'll talk about, like that Gods wala meeting and everything.
Yes.
All of that. Pretty epic, pretty good movie. I feel worth the money.
तू क्या बोलता है? तेरे को कैसा लगा नितिश? If you had to like think of few things that stood out पहले immediately में देख के.
बहुत एक सीन में तो, और एंड में तो फुल फील्स आ गया था, बट एक सीन में ऐसा प्रॉपर चिल्स आ गए वेयर एंड अगेन स्पॉइलर अलर्ट, ऑब्वियसली
हाँ
आपने टाइटल में डाल
या
रखा है, जहाँ पे वो फुल एंड में सब बच्चे लोग और वो लोग को दे देता है ना इन्वेस्ट फॉर
हाँ
टेम्पररीली, वहां
टेम्परली
पे जोक
पावरफुल
भी डाला है ऐसे,
हाँ
बट द पावर ऑफ थॉर और
हाँ
ऐसे
हाँ
फुल अब भी रोंगटे खड़े हो गए मेरे बोलते समय, तो मजा आ
Yeah.
गया वो सीन में तो, उफ,
या
फील्स।
Yeah.
I think I also loved the movie. I just one thing which Ragnarok ने क्या सही चीज किया था. Ragnarok had somehow managed to mix the comedy and the seriousness perfectly.
Yeah.
Right. So I think in Ragnarok now, Hela was amazing. Right. She's Kate Blanchett, amazing acting. But even if
Eight
she had
million to have.
even if she had acted a little worse now, she wasn't as good. The movie would still have been great. This movie now would have not been half as good if Christian Bale was not playing Gore, because वरना seriousness है ही नहीं movie में. The movie, my
Possible. Because correct, because all the heroes are just उनमें jokes भर भर के डाला है, while Gore is just the serious element of it, and like each time he's on screen, there's a lot of darkness, seriousness coming on
yeah, and he acted well
into
also.
the
He's
plot
creepy in the movie, right? And
as usual. Yeah, yeah.
I so like मैं तुम लोग एग्जांपल दूँ ठीक है, where the comedy I found it very funny. There's this one joke ना कि वो बच्चे खाने बंद कर दिए हम लोग ने. We will bring the kids back and then we will feast. Not on the kids. That was a dark time.
Yeah.
वो बहुत ही funny, दो तीन jokes बहुत funny है. फिर वो Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? किसी को
Yeah.
तेरे को joke समझा था वो नितिश?
कहाँ
देखना
पे
वो
कौन सा वाला बोल
शादी
रहा?
करता है ना दूसरे आदमी वाले और रॉक इसके हाथ, तो उसका नाम ड्वेन रहता है. So it's Dwayne the Rock.
Brain रहता है. Yeah.
ओ
तेरे को
तभी
समझ
नोटिस नहीं किया
करेक्शन
था
नहीं
मैंने।
समझाएगा तेरे को Dwayne, वो
हाँ,
बहुत funny था.
Even the Matt Damon sequence is nice.
Yeah, she didn't say no.
Does Matt Damon डाल है वो, yeah, it's good.
That was very funny. But I really liked that. Comedy was good. I think this was at least as funny as Ragnarok. I don't know if funnier because Ragnarok में वो Grandmaster भी रहता है जो बहुत funny रहता है.
Yeah.
So Jeff Goldblum. So it's like दोनों में both are very funny.
I think the volume of jokes in this one was ज़्यादा, but
ज़्यादा.
काफी lame stuff भी था.
Yeah,
So
and-
like they made it very chill.
And I think one thing is Ragnarok I don't think made Thor feel stupid. इसमें Thor थोड़ा बेवकूफ लगा मेरे को. Which I didn't like. There were like I'll tell you one moment which I really enjoyed this moment. ठीक है, when he shouts Asgard. सब ऐसा बात कर रहे रहते हैं, वो वैल्करी ट्राई करते हैं लोगों को शांत करने का, कोई सुन रहा नहीं रहता है. बट जैसे थॉर एसगार्ड बोलता है सब चुप बैठ जाते हैं. बिकॉज ही इज वो डे वन से है ना, वो ओजी है उधर का.
Yeah.
एंड देन आई लाइक ओके दिस इज अ गुड मोमेंट, बट देन इमीडिएटली
Yeah.
जोक वो ऐसे वो बायोफ्रो से उड़ा देता है रूफ. तो फनी भी है, बट देन
Yeah.
बाद में थिंक बैक. हाँ
Yeah. वो उसने तो बहुत बार उन्हें टैग्स किया. That joke went on for almost the entire movie. Him and Stormbreaker having differences.
that was also
वो
funny.
बहुत
That
वो
was
काफी
funny.
good. Yeah, that was a good thing to
एक्स
have.
गर्लफ्रेंड और
Yeah,
वैसे सीन की
वो
चीट
funny.
कर रहा है, तू ऐसे साइड से पीक आ जा रहा था बस
Correct,
काइंड
correct.
ऑफ.
That was well done. I love Korg also. Korg is funny. मेरे को कैरेक्टर्स सब अच्छे लगे इसमें.
बट किसी को सॉरी ये नहीं लगा कि हाउ जेन वाला थिंग कुछ ज्यादा ही जल्दी एस्केलेट कर दिया वो लोग ने, कि जस्ट उसको म्योलनिर दिखा और वो हिलता हुआ दिखाया, कट टू शी इज थॉर और वो सीधा फाइट सीन में आ गई.
No,
मतलब
so
ऐसा
they
नहीं
have-
लगा बहुत
Some
जल्दी
time passed,
एस्केलेट
no?
कर दिया.
some time passed, so they
Some
वो
time
बोलती है ना
passed.
बाद में
They
कि
didn't show
this
that
is-
time.
yeah,
हाँ
they
हमको
didn't
नहीं
show.
दिखाया, वही ऑब्वियसली सम
Maybe
टाइम
they could
पास,
have.
बट वो ट्रांजिशन ऐसे डायरेक्टली वो सीधा फुल बैटलफील्ड में ये वो, तो वो थोड़ा अर्ली लगा मेरे को ऐसे. और
I also feel that in this case now, they could have probably made the movie a little longer. I feel a lot of MCU movies are too long, but this movies they could have added 15-20 minutes. नहीं क्या? कि ये बहुत ही ऐसे crisp movie है रे.
Because there are too many characters also. Not just like obviously your Thor and Lady Thor तो है ही है साथ में, and then you got your villain, bunch of support acts, that whole Zeus sequence is
Yeah,
also
that
there
whole
and all of that.
so let's talk about that Zeus sequence, right? वो जो रहता है omnipotent
तो
city. Was anyone
काफी-
thinking for a second कि कोई तो हिंदू भगवान रहने वाला है वहाँ पे? Did anyone think that? I didn't think so. I was like नहीं, no way they'll release this in India. You know Jesus is in it.
Yeah.
Jesus
Ah.
is in it. वो बोलते हैं ना God of carpentry. So in other countries ना they show Jesus. इंडिया में सेंसर किया है वो. Same way.
इंडिया में ऑर्जी वर्ड सेंसर
Orgy
कर
word
दिया
censor कर दिया,
क्या, बट एज लाइक ठीक है मतलब.
So I thought that the movie, like that scene was funny. मतलब, and the thing is कि उसमें Zeus is like that. In Greek mythology ना, Zeus literally वैसा रहता है, where he's like a एकदम ऐसा आलसी ये रहता है with lot of kids and a crazy sex drive. जैसे इसको इसमें दिखाया ना, literally वैसा. And by the way, no one, like, it's a extinct religion, so no one is following it, so it's, you can say this. But Zeus is really like that. In the mythology only, he had like 500 kids or something. So that way he's very accurate to the lore. And मेरे को वो पूरा अच्छा लगा. I just felt that, like, of all the movies I watched ना, इसमें the villain feels the most justified. Because it's too more or less. मतलब ऐसा feel होता है रे. देखना वो कि एक भी नहीं अच्छा रे.
They started with the villain ka origin story and all of that also. The villain ka origin is good. Villain ka full plot storyline is good. I'm trying to think of any other villain that comes even
God of
close.
dumplings भी रहता है वो. क्या रहता है वो?
God of dumplings है.
वो भी crazy. और वो God नीनी नॉनी. God
Nini Noni.
नीनी नॉनी. वो तो that was definitely a funny movie. मेरे हिसाब से एक तो मेरे को मालूम है क्या, I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but it's not even close. By far the saddest Marvel hero is Thor. It's like, इस Thor से the tragic कोई हीरो का लाइफ नहीं है रे.
सब मर गया जिससे प्यार किया.
It's the saddest. मतलब उसके हर मूवी में 2 लोग मरते हैं. देख उसका Thor 1 में उसको लगा उसका भाई मर गया. Thor 2 में उसकी माँ मर जाती है. Thor 3 में उसका
बाप भी मर जाता है.
मूवी में बोलता भी है वो.
Infinity War में उसका भाई असली में मर जाता है. और अभी उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड को मार दिया. It's and I really thought, like, it just feels cheap at this point to kill Jane. I mean, so spoiler, वो Jane Foster मरती है. I was like, यार ज़्यादा हो रहा है. हर मूवी में कोई मर रहा है. पर वो अगले वाले में वो बेटी मर जाएगी अभी.
मैं वही बोलने वाला था.
मतलब it's
that he'll be okay with. उसका नहीं है ना.
But I just felt bad यार. कैसा रे.
दुख तो होगा ना, इतना पाला पोसा उसको. फिर पूरा एसगार्ड भी ये हो जाता है एक मूवी में. पूरा एसगार्ड.
क्रेजी जोक है, मैं ऑस्ट्रीम बोला मेरे को. But I just मेहता को बोला था मैं. I just felt that it's like now, मतलब, you think he's doing it on purpose? कि randomly मारे जा रहा है उसके फैमिली को. तो this Jane dying for I have a theory which I don't know. I think it might end up happening. So it's a spoiler. सुनना है किसी को?
बोलो.
Genuine theory मेरे पास. So in the end you saw she goes to Valhalla, right? The second post credit सीन देखा ना नीतीश, end तक बैठा ना.
Second post credit नहीं देखा मैं. मैं first ही देखा.
और एक और था जिसमें वो Jane Valhalla में वो जिंदा होती है. जिंदा नहीं होती वो. She reaches that Valhalla और वो उसको मिलती है.
Heimdall greets her.
को मिलती है. So my theory is this, ठीक है? Now in Avengers Endgame, the way like they capped it is कि 2 जो main Avengers रहते हैं, वो उनका story end हो जाता है. Like Iron Man dies and Thor and Captain America, you know, goes back in time and now he's old. तो मतलब he's out of action. So now for the next one, for them to give that level of payoff, Thor will have to die. तो मेरे हिसाब से क्या होगा in the next big Marvel movie, not the next Thor movie, but the final like जो Phase 6 या Phase 5 का Avengers movie रहेगा. So Thor will be the one who makes the sacrifice. He'll die in battle and वो जाके Valhalla में Jane को मिलेगा. I think they're setting up for that. Is my guess. But otherwise his life is depressing, man. मतलब तो देख, मतलब Batman ज़्यादा sad है उसका life मेरे हिसाब से. और and they portray the whole thing as a comedy. तो I just like.
सबसे sad किसका life है?
Thor.
सबसे sad है क्या?
In Marvel, Thor. I can't think of anyone else. कौन और sad? देख, because at least this guy gets to like Iron Man का side तो नहीं ले वो पूरा life enjoy करता है अपना, ठीक है? And उसके बाद he gets to have a kid, live with the kid for like 5, 6, 7, 5 years, right? फिर मरता है. But this guy Thor doesn't get to spend time with Jane.
Scarlet Witch का काफी sad है life.
Scarlet Witch का भी sad है. हाँ. But Scarlet Witch फिर end में
Scarlett Johansson का भी बहुत sad है.
हाँ. Black Widow का भी sad है, I guess. But I just feel like.
हाँ, क्योंकि उसके साथ as a kid.
But उसका पहले से sad रहता है. I'm saying towards I know what you're saying, but during the movies, it's just like you see, you know, like Thor is the only guy whose life gets worse during the movies. Like every movie, his life is worse than the previous movie. Like Thor 1 में वो chill कर रहा है, मजे कर रहा है लाइफ में, उसका
possible.
country है पूरा ठीक. Oh, by the way, this country also blows up. I forgot to say that.
वही तो बोला ना मैं, पूरा एसगार्ड ये हो जाता
उसका
है
country
Yeah.
blow up आता है.
Asgard.
फिर Infinity War के पहले 2 मिनट में उसकी आधी कंट्री को मार डालता है वो Thanos. And they don't even come back because they get killed. So, and then in Avengers Endgame they make him fat and weaker than he was before.
Then he works out.
Yeah, he
वो
works-
दिखाते हैं इसमें
works
वो
out
when
apparently. उसके बस उसके बस 2 रिलेटिव मरे हैं. किसके?
Fat क्या
थॉर
बोल
के.
रहे?
थॉर के सभी मर गए रे. No one left.
People are saying Spider-Man का life sad है.
कैसे?
मर
बस
नहीं गए वो
एंट
लोग,
में
they're
अब
not-
भी मरी ना, एंट में तो अब भी मरी.
Ant-Man का sad था.
Recent.
No, but like he has to
अरे
take
अरे पेरेंट्स भी तो मर गए ओरिजिनली by default.
विवेक का भी sad है लोग बोल रहे हैं. काफी लोग बोले
क्या विवेक इज हम सबका लाइफ सैड है. हम तीनों यहाँ पे संडे रात को ये बैठ के बैठो थॉर डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, तो सबका ही लाइफ सैड है ब्रो. और तो हम लोग देख रहे हैं
एग्जैक्टली.
तो oh okay चल now let's get to the part we're excited about the fucking soundtrack. भाई साहब मैं तो तू स्टार्ट कर इस पे because I think you feel this, you are the biggest Guns N' Roses fan I know.
Oh bro, it was just too good. I think in movies like this, and like वो पहले वॉर के साथ आ गया था ना, वहाँ से
Yeah.
वहाँ पे the soundtrack kicks in, and
Yeah.
like all these movies where the superhero is supposed to be cool, like Spider-Man, somebody like Spider-Man, he's still figuring his life out.
Yeah.
Even Doctor Strange, हाँ वो थोड़ा weird sort of personality
Yeah.
है, but where you want to label the hero as this cool, loaded with action person who's just owning that shit, I think choices like AC/DC with Iron Man and like Guns N' Roses with this, they hit the nail on it. So
And they did Led
काफी-
Zeppelin in
and it chose the
Four Immigrant Song. And
they
yeah.
even in I think Ragnarok में था ना
Ragnarok, Led Zeppelin, वही बोल रहा हूँ, Immigrant Song.
yeah Immigrant Song.
So
And like he's वो जब Bifrost पे आ रहा होता है
Yeah.
with on the full,
they
so
do
it's
that.
too good.
They do that very well. I think as a whole, Thor has consistently, the previous 2 Thors have had consistently the best soundtracks. Even like Iron Man के case में Back in Black वो सब बजा, but it
Iron
doesn't-
Man में
हाँ.
नहीं काफी सही लैंड करता है Back in the Black और
Back in
like
Black,
पूरा
yeah.
shoot to thrill आता है.
भाई,
Even उसमें
इसमें November Rain का जब solo hit होता है,
yeah
that last scene where तू जो बोला था उस scene में goosebumps है, जब बच्चों को Thor का power मिलता है और फिर music hit होता है.
और this is the बाद का solo which I hadn't
This is not the
discovered.
first solo. This is the ending का solo.
Yeah.
Axel Rose जाके piano पे ऐसे करता है.
हाँ.
Yeah, this was I think, okay, so one more thing I liked about this movie a lot, which was that they did not have to make Thor weaker to create problems in the movie. Like in a lot of movies, what happens now,
भाई,
sequels में,
एक सेकंड ना विवेक,
हाँ.
for some reason नीतीश
अरे वो
धोखेबाज ट्रेंड नहीं कर रहा है chat में.
20 स्टार्ट
क्या हो गया?
भेजा है यहाँ पे. अरे वो WWE स्ट्रीम थी मेरी, बट अब वो फक होने वाली है. आज मैंने अपडेट ही नहीं किया और 40 GB का अपडेट रखा है अब
अरे
बैकग्राउंड
बढ़िया
में.
भाई,
तो इधर से जाने के बाद भी
Trend,
आधा 1 घंटा
पूरा
कुछ नहीं होने
ट्रेंड हो गया
वाला.
भाई.
बढ़िया
50-60 लोगों ने लिख दिया.
तो 15 मिनट तो इधर ही है तो वैसे भी अभी. तो one thing I really liked is कि Thor, okay, तो मैं तुम लोगों को I'll give you an example, ठीक है? So in Iron Man 1 and 2, his technology is so good that for them to create a problem in Iron Man 3, what has to happen, वो technology चले जाता है उसका, समझ रहा है? और in like for example in this one, in Thor, in Endgame they make Thor, like you know they make him like fat and एकदम unhealthy.
इमोशनली हो गया
एकदम से
था.
stunned हो रहा था वो, because if they gave him the same powers he had in Infinity War, then को Captain Marvel की एंट्री का जरूरत नहीं होता था. Right, you know what I mean? Like they had to make him weaker. They lot of
Not really. I don't think that's what they made him weak for. But probably just the emotion around it, and like I feel that added and contributed a lot to the general sentiment.
100%.
Like every Avenger was hit by the loss in Infinity War, but Thor was the most hit, and
Yeah,
that's what they wanted
that's
to
true.
show. कि इसको तो depression में चला गया, इसका तो फट गया.
100%. But I
So-
don't think they would have been able to do the movie the same way if he had been fit anyways. So if he was fit with
They would have
Stormbreaker,
still needed. They would have still needed.
नहीं रे, see if he was
Captain
fit
Marvel.
with Stormbreaker, he would have beat Thanos 1-on-1. अरे वो Thanos को with Infinity Gauntlet मारता है in Infinity War. So if he was at his 100%, he was stronger than Thanos without any stones. With the stones, Thanos is stronger obviously, but without stones, Thor was with the Stormbreaker definitely stronger than Thanos. मतलब
बट आर्मी भी तो होता है उसमें से उसका पूरा.
नहीं but वो पूरा सीक्वेंस नहीं हो पाता था ना जिसमें Thor, Iron Man और Captain America
Hmm.
are facing Thanos.
Yeah.
Like if you see what happens in Infinity War, वो जब अकेले आके खत्म कर देता है पूरे उसकी आर्मी को, that I don't think that would have.
Yeah. After suffering
So I
through
get
that
why they did it.
dying star का energy,
Yeah, मतलब literally ऐसे आधा मर
where
के
that Stormbreaker is minted.
Yeah, correct. So I think like Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel are maybe the only two guys who are more powerful than Scarlet Witch. तो for sure is more powerful than Thor. Captain Marvel maybe मतलब अपने को ऐसे straight up peak इसमें fight देखा नहीं अपने. But in if you look at it ना in अपना क्या नाम है इसका in Love and Thunder, the only time he is like about to one-on-one lose is when he's already given his powers to the kids. उसे distribute किया रहता है तो वो already थोड़ा weakened रहता है when he faces and he doesn't have his weapon and he doesn't have Stormbreaker when he's facing Gore. But except for that, one thing I really respected is पूरे movie में ऐसा नहीं है कि वो हार रहा है, समझ रहा है कि ऐसे like because it would generally not make sense ना कि वो with Stormbreaker in Infinity War वो खत्म कर देता है सबको and now all of a sudden he's losing again. It would be very weird. So I respect that they did that. Like they clearly showed कि नहीं he is still very powerful and Jane is not as strong as him. Like they never made it seem like वो because बहुत movies ऐसे करते हैं कि Jane भी अभी आज सुपर हीरो बनी है वो आज उतनी ही strong है.
Correct. And for that fight to happen where all of them were losing, they clearly then mentioned that okay, we're going to that place where Gore is like a 100 times more
100 times more
powerful.
stronger. And even there, by the way, they only have to retreat because Valkyrie gets injured और Jane भी थक गई रहती है. Thor full strength पे वो lightning मारा रहता है तो but then they have to retreat because of those two, not because of him. So
Yeah, that was a nice twist there. Like when they're exiting and Gore is like,
Gore आता है.
"इधर ला."
Bro, as a villain,
That's a nice. That's a nice.
have you noticed that there's this whole new like the past few Marvel movies? In fact, मैं तुम लोगों को बहुत crazy चीज बोलने वाला हूँ अभी, ठीक है? अभी तक कितने फेज 4 में कितने मार्वल मूवीज आए हैं? सो शांग-ची, नो वे होम, ठीक है? आई थिंक फार फ्रॉम होम इज फेज 3 नॉट फेज 4. सो फेज 4 इज शांग-ची, नो वे होम, इटर्नल्स, थॉर एंड डॉक्टर स्ट्रेंज. एम आई मिसिंग एनीथिंग चैट?
चेक करो.
चेक करना एक बार. फेज 4 में ब्लैक विडो, ठीक है, ब्लैक विडो. बट ब्लैक विडो इज लाइक हाँ फेज 4 है बट इट ठीक है आई गेस यार. ब्लैक विडो ओके चलो these 6 मूवीज, ठीक है. अभी इन 6 मूवी में do you know that in 3 of the movies the villain decides to like the villain spares everyone, like a villain knowingly हारता है. It's crazy, like the villain wins and then doesn't go through with their plan in 3 of these movies. Thor में Gore wins in the end, like he gets to Eternal and he can do whatever he wants.
He kind of wins. Like he wins basis of technicality type.
Sure, but like he gets his goal. Like he theoretically could have made his original wish. ठीक है? But because Necrosword टूट गया उसका eternity, sorry. Because the Necrosword breaks, he doesn't like he's not corrupted anymore. So that's one. ठीक है? Multiverse of Madness में Scarlet Witch को वो लोग end में नहीं हरा. They can't actually beat her physically. So she has to decide to let go of her plan. ठीक है? That's 2. And 3 is in Eternals. This guy Icarus knowingly power देता है instead of killing her. If you didn't watch Eternals, Nitish, तो तेरे को पता नहीं है.
नहीं, Eternals नहीं देखा.
But तेरे को पता है ना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ कि वो Icarus को वो लोग रोक नहीं पाते end में. So that 3 out of 6 movies, 3 में villains, which is a very weird thing. Like it's like when it happens once it was fine. But Gore का thing I was fine with because Gore उतना strong भी रहता है. Like he's a very strong villain. And can I ask you something? In your opinion, is Gore your favorite one movie villain in MCU?
I think so.
MCU का favorite one movie villain?
For me, I think also because it was done by Christian Bale.
Yeah, for me to mostly that's why only. Like the one movie villain as in like so Thanos doesn't count obviously, right? Your Loki doesn't count. Scarlet Witch doesn't count. Basically anyone who has had space to develop as a villain doesn't count.
बच्चा कौन है फिर?
बाकी सब
एक हेला
क्या
बहुत लोग हैं.
Hela was a good villain.
Red Skull है, Obadiah
Hela
Stane
was a
है.
good villain. Yeah.
फिर
Then
Shield है.
what is it? Ivan Franco, Whiplash.
Yeah.
क्या है वो?
Guardians of the Galaxy में Ronan.
Ronan was good.
in
But Ronin is also over multiple
in
movies, no?
Captain Marvel, the screenwriter. In Captain Marvel, the woke movement. In this one, क्या नाम है उसका? Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Ego. So there are like single movie villains बहुत. That's the thing. See ना कितना अपने को ऐसे याद करना पड़ रहा है. But I don't think anyone will forget Gore. Like no one forgot Hela. Everyone remembers Hela. कि Hela crazy है.
Actually, a really
Killmonger,
interesting.
people are saying, but I found Killmonger okay.
Jake Gyllenhaal is a very interesting villain, I think.
Yeah, Mysterio is good.
Ah.
Yeah, Mysterio is good. That's true.
I think that's one of the most. I think yeah, that villain tops it off for me because just that plot is great.
Yeah. Mysterio
और
was
वो
also
जाते जाते भी उंगली करके चला गया था ना ऐसे
क्या कमीना रहता है वो।
गांड मार के चला गया उसकी
Next movie setup करके चला गया.
Yeah, I would go with probably Icarus is Homelander led. Icarus is stronger than Homelander वैसे by the way ना ये भी बता दूं मैं. Like Icarus doesn't वो visibly पूरे movie में injured नहीं होता when fighting stronger people. Homelander in Boys if you've seen he gets injured with weaker. Anyways तो
उसको तो वही मार देता है at one point. उसका नाम भूल गया मैं जो नंगा हो जाता है जब पहले मेन कैरेक्टर है यार वो
यू तू देखा है Boys?
हाँ ओ मैं तो आपको पूछ रहा हूँ.
Boys
ना.
देखा ना
Boys तो सबने देखा.
Boys अपन उस पे आते थे में तो I feel that Gore was the strongest part of the movie. And then उसके बाद it was I think that surprisingly I gave zero fucks about the whole romantic angle in the first two Thor movies but इसमें थोड़ा बुरा भी लगा रे when she dies ना because she's done like Natalie Portman also did a very good job in this with whatever she could do.
Yeah, and she's cute.
She's cute and she did I +1 हाँ but no I liked her like her वो जो आज रहता है ना where she clearly dying of cancer but instead of focusing on that वो जाके catch phrase लिख रही है अपना ये वो so if you really think about it it's a little sad also but so she's done a good job and मतलब I hope she comes back because like this is the best way like अगर if they ever do they might do a female superhero team up so मेरे को definitely ये तो चाहिए उसमें I want Jane Foster she mighty Thor she was really good ठीक है so if now you have to give a score from A to
ये कोई चैट स्पैम कर रहा है naked HD XYZ
फेवरेट सब्सक्राइबर है
तो फिर करते हैं बंद फिर चलते हैं उधर ही सब लोग I guess let's just wrap this up भाई बोल रहे तो मतलब फिर
हाँ तो बता who is your favorite अच्छा what was your score A to F बता
I think I'll go with B+.
B+, हाँ.
B+.
Nitish?
B+, same.
So I also have to agree with this. This is also for me B+. A-, for me Ragnarok is an A-.
A- नहीं कर सकते क्योंकि फिर सिर्फ A- A और A+ रह जाता है. And you like obviously Infinity War is A+.
Yeah. Endgame.
Even Endgame is pretty good. Yeah, Far From Home, No Way Home maybe will come.
No Way Home is an A for me. A like A- types. Yeah.
Oh, on that, आप लोग दोनों को like what are your views on Infinity War और Endgame? Like better कौन सी लगी आप लोग को?
यार ये बहुत tough है.
I think दोनों ही काफी epic movies हैं. Endgame के साथ सबसे बड़ा issue problem statement that Marvel had is to end it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it could have been done in a more beautiful
100%.
So like Infinity War में वो problem नहीं था. तो build up और फिर कहां पड़ गया. तो वो नहीं कर सकते थे Endgame में.
Yeah, agreed. हाँ, 1 second. नीतीश तेरे को निकलना है क्या?
और नहीं अरे मेरा गेम ही नहीं हुआ है मैं जाके वैसे भी यही बोल रहा हूँ.
Good then Manu is joining. We can ask Manu for his thoughts.
आपका क्या पर विवेक भाई इन्फिनिटी वॉर या एंड गेम?
मेरे को लगता है इन्फिनिटी वॉर इज प्रोबब्ली अ बेटर कॉमिक बुक मूवी बिकॉज इट इज व्हाट यू थिंक ऑफ व्हेन यू रीड दिस कॉमिक बुक्स ना मैं पढ़े बहुत सारे इट लिटरली फेल्ट लाइक रीडिंग द क्रेजीएस्ट मार्वल कॉमिक बुक बिकॉज यू नेवर थॉट ऐसे क्रॉसओवर होगा. एंड गेम के केस में मोस्ट ऑफ द मूवी इज नॉट दैट बट आई थिंक आई लाइक एंड गेम बेटर एज अ मूवी बट आई थिंक हां
एक ये चैट से पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं फैक्ट आई डिडंट नो लाइक the girl who plays Gore ki beti
is Christian is this guy's daughter
Hemsworth's actual daughter
and her name is India
oh
so that's even crazier
nice
टीयर्स
तो
में
मतलब
बात कर
नेपोटिज्म सिर्फ अपने यहाँ नहीं है
अपने यहाँ टीयर्स में बात कर रहे हैं तो टीयर लिस्ट बना लेते हैं, वो तो बाद में बनाएंगे, वो तो अलग हर सब पूरा दूध एक ही स्ट्रीम में क्यों नहीं छोड़ लूं? करेंगे ना आराम से भाई, करेंगे ना, 15
वाह
स्ट्रीम्स करेंगे ना, ब्रांड हम दो एक दो ऑन बोर्ड। लाइक दिस स्ट्रीम एंड सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी, ऐसे प्रेक्षा बोल रही है, ठीक है। Can't understand you. WDF. Okay. Infinity War. Okay. हाँ. So if you had to both, we're all on B. क्या? Yeah. I won't say B plus. I'll say B. I'll say if Doctor Strange is the B minus, this is a B. This is a better movie than Doctor Strange. But I think Doctor Strange at least was more ambitious than this. This was like very like okay ये हुआ हो गया. It didn't feel like they were.
I'd place it 2 levels up.
Fair enough. Fair enough. वैसे तो बची इन्फिनिटी है। मेरे को तो इन्फिनिटी वॉर वाज लाइक, एंड आई रिमेंबर हाउ आई फेल्ट व्हेन आई गॉट आउट ऑफ इन्फिनिटी वॉर। व्हेन आई गॉट आउट ऑफ इन्फिनिटी वॉर ना, आई वाज लाइक यार अभी काम, आई हैड अ गिग इन द इवनिंग।
1 साल वेट करना पड़ेगा।
हाँ यार मेरे को गिग कैंसिल करने का मूड था, बिकॉज़ आई वाजंट लाइक डिप्रेस्ड, आई वाज लाइक कि क्या क्या देखा बेंचुन ने अभी, क्या करूं? वैसे जोन में था मैं इन्फिनिटी वॉर, राइट? सो एंड आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू कैप्चर दैट बिकॉज़ Downey and this guy are not there anymore. Like Chris Evans to an extent was great, but Robert Downey Jr. was the like he was there in a movie, you'll go watch it. I don't think anyone in the current MCU has that level of pull. He's in the movie
Absolutely.
immediately.
Both in the movies and off movies, he has that, and like obviously that's got a lot to do with how talented he is and what his role in the movie has been. But more importantly, how he's been there to shape MCU to up till Infinity and Endgame.
Yeah, that's true.
From 2008.
I think Doctor Strange is the one they gave like that role to now for this one. Now that's your job to do this.
Yeah.
Even in the post-credit scene, okay, Thor ka post-credit scene. What do you think? Not the Valhalla one, but the Thor 5 का जो Hercules का setup दिया उन्होंने।
Yeah. Where Zeus gives Thor की सुपारी।
डरने चाहिए, अपन कौन है?
to Roy Kent from fucking क्या नाम है, टेड लासो। देखा है टेड लासो किसी ने?
नहीं।
Okay, so he's in. Okay, अभी मनु आ रहा है। This guy, the OG comic book fanatic.
Yeah.
वैसे मैं
Manu can nerd this up like properly. He can go full nerd.
चलो versions या representative is.
But अभी रैप करेंगे ना हम लोग अभी।
हाँ तो करेंगे, रुको आने तो दे अभी।
Hello.
Yo.
Hi.
What's up?
Guys, you might remember Manu from the Spider-Man का stream I had done 4 years.
Of course, everyone remembers.
7 months ago. भाई जल्दी से तेरे से recap ले लेते हैं। Doctor Strange, Multiverse of
Chat बोल
Madness.
रही है कि average beauty quotient just dropped.
Of course. I'm representing the chat.
हाँ भाई मनु बता मुझे, he's not MC.
रुक मैं फोन से ज्वाइन करता हूँ। I'll get it back up.
आजा
और मैं भी 1 मिनट में बोल के आ जाता हूँ, इससे पहले गाली पड़ जाए मेरे को, और मैं 1 मिनट में आया
आजा 1 मिनट में। तो मनु तेरा ये बता मुझे, Multiverse of Madness thoughts.
See, this is something I've been saying for this Thor as well. It's basically after Endgame now. I think except maybe for
Someone should
Spider-Man.
tell him he's stuck. हाँ ठीक है बोल। सर बोल, तू फंस गया था बीच में। हाँ बोल।
For everyone except maybe Spider-Man, every movie that comes out of Endgame is like a new slate for them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and with Multiverse of Madness, the biggest challenge these guys have is they will be opening so many plot holes, and they won't be able to क्या कहते हैं sort of stop, like block all of them.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a very contained story. कि Scarlet को गुस्सा आया, वो पागलपन में हो गई, and very contained. You hardly have any characters, any references. And even the new characters that they got up in Illuminati, सबको मार दिया. That was very clever. That was very clever.
That also felt like a fuck you to fans. I feel कि तुम्हें जॉन क्रेसिंस्की चाहिए, फैंटास्टिक फोर में चाहिए, मार चुदाओ। ले आएगा जॉन क्रेसिंस्की तुम्हारे।
You wanted X-Men in the MCU, ये ले।
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That was it basically. That was a big. I think X-Men are going to come like 5 years later. Secret Wars में आएंगे मेरे हिसाब से वो लोग।
Most probably, and they will have their own film.
Yeah, for sure. So out of A, B, C, where A plus is Dark Knight and Infinity War, and maybe you don't agree with this, but whatever. Like let's say theoretically, ठीक है? And F is like Morbius. Where would you? तूने Morbius देखा by the way?
I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
So where would you
Good.
put Multiverse of Madness?
D. C.
C. So
Yeah.
is it okay? So is it the worst Phase 4 movie? Is it worse than Black Widow, Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi was not bad actually. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Definitely a B. Shang-Chi definitely a B. Black Widow for me was B plus.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I liked it.
Okay,
And
fine. Okay, we get
I
it.
watched it before it came on Hotstar, by the way.
How?
You know.
Oh, okay. हाँ, got it. हाँ, ठीक है. हाँ, got it. Got it.
Yeah. Compared to all of that,
Eternals
yeah.
क्या देगा तू?
Eternals, I think Eternals will give Morbius a big competition. Eternals is just beautiful people in a movie talking and nothing beyond that. That's it. It's just beautiful people coming and like.
ऐसा नहीं है. It had a
Ours-
lot of movie in it, you know. Like not in the way where
That is true. Like Eternals का 15-20 मिनट
like
काट के
it was a
अगर
lot of movie, you know. कि वो बड़ा चीजें हो रहा है, कुछ तो हो रहा है.
हो रहा है, वही. But beautiful people doing that shit. So it's basically that.
Yeah, वही है. I like Kingo, but Kingo was nice. In
Kingo is
Eternals.
with
Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He,
yeah.
he gave into his character a lot. Like he was less of a superhero, more of कि I'm this Bollywood persona now. So
Yeah. And they've
okay,
been
let's not talk about Eternals, please.
Eternals. Yeah, they've been referencing him a lot. But Eternals ka one thing was good, the post-credit scene with Blade. That was good.
I think that was so. A lot of movies nowadays, I feel their entire purpose is just to get the narrative ahead.
Post-credit scene, yeah.
Like Venom 2 का मेरा favorite part is the post-credit scene.
The Venom 2 ka post-credit scene is what him waking up. Oh no, him going to the other dimension. Yeah. But oh, nothing happened. वो तो अलग चूतिया था रे.
कुछ हुआ ही नहीं उससे. हाँ, correct.
हाँ कुछ हुआ नहीं, but it was fun. It was fun to see those universes being considered as part of one.
Yeah. Venom 1 was far better.
Easily.
Which one? Venom 1. Yeah.
Venom 1.
100%. But Venom 2 was a bad movie. Venom 2 could be वो अलग discussion. Let's not get there. Okay, now Thor. What are your thoughts, Manu?
I have no idea why people are not liking the film. It is
Yeah.
lovely.
And that actually, sorry, before you go any further,
Yeah.
that I think helped the rest of us who liked the movie because we ended up liking it even more because
Went with low
expectations were low because of reviews.
Correct.
Exactly. And it has, I've been saying this, it has more references to GNR than MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? One thing.
ये है ना असली GNR fan तो यहाँ है.
One thing I want to ask is why the fuck has no one referenced the fact कि Pacific Ocean में एक हाथ निकला हुआ है, and no one has mentioned this. In Eternals हाथ निकलता है ना टीममेट का बाहर, so that hand is still fucking there. So there's a hand coming out of the globe, and no one and RSM आके उठा के ले जाते हैं लोगों end में movie के, and no one has referenced it. That is a big deal, man. Someone should have probably, you know what I mean, given a hint कि ये हुआ है.
But it's probably like how they do in The Boys, right? Like if one part of the US, some shit is happening, there's a superhero taking care of it, so they don't bother themselves with that.
Sure.
Probably that thinking, I'm guessing.
नीतीश playing FIFA with भांडे. हाँ पता है मेरे को notification आया Steam पे कि नीतीश is playing FIFA 22. वैसे भी बैटमैन का बात कर रहे हैं अभी, तो वो तो देख के ये नहीं करेगा. हाँ, so your grade between A to F तो नहीं देगा तू, so A, B, C, D for Thor. Yeah. और A plus B minus whatever.
E plus.
तो एक मनु के साथ recap करेगा. I'll just get myself a quick coffee और फिर
लेके आना.
बैटमैन करते हैं.
1 second. तो A, B, C, D for Thor chat.
What's the recap?
हाँ तो recap basically 2-3 चीजें मेरे को तेरे को पूछनी है. Like one thing is, do you feel that they made Thor too stupid in this one? Like compared to Ragnarok, also is dumber. If you rewatch Ragnarok now, which I did, I rewatched Ragnarok yesterday, day before yesterday, and then I watched Thor again yesterday. So he's definitely like dumber than he is in Ragnarok. What do you think?
Yeah, that's there, but that's probably because he has reached a point where he is like, सब तो ले लिया मुझसे, कुछ है नहीं बचा, दिमाग भी ले लो.
हाँ, मैं और मेहताब यही डिस्कस कर रहे थे अभी कि he is by far the most like sad MCU hero. मतलब
Yeah.
उससे डिप्रेसिंग और किसी का नहीं है. Like वांडा के केस में ना, उसका भाई भाई मरता है and then उसका boyfriend मरता है, but he's kind of not dead, so right, Vision is not dead,
there is
right?
a version of him with the old memories, correct?
Yeah, so he's not really dead, and neither is she. I feel that like Thor के case में his life is way sadder, and also like the characters we see dying on screen have been there from 4 movies. In case of Natalie Portman and Loki तो कितने movies में था, so his that
वो तो खुद जो मरता है ना, he saw his brother die again
again.
and again and again.
So so you don't actually feel that they overdid the comedy in this.
Yeah, I expected it. My favorite joke is that one because it came out of nowhere, where Gore is like, "Call the axe," and he's like, "I'll call the axe when you call the
dentist." That was really funny. And I think उसमें गौर का अच्छी बात क्या है ना, he managed to make the film at least somewhat serious.
Oh, Gore is good. But I felt they should have shown him killing around. It's just like, oh, there's a god butcher, but they don't actually show him killing anyone, literally.
Yeah.
Except for in the first
first god. They should have made this movie at least 2 hours and 25 minutes, I feel.
It should have been longer.
It should have been longer, na? Yeah, I also agree.
I think a lot of scenes were cut. This guy was supposed to make a cameo.
Who?
I'm forgetting his name.
तेरा by the way थोड़ा इंटरनेट का लैग चल रहा है. Can you try putting can you see zoom तेरा लैग in and out हो रहा है. Chat तुम लोग को भी दिख रहा है ना?
Jeff Goldblum. He was supposed to be
Grandmaster, yeah. Dude, that would have been a good scene actually. Falagar and Sif versus Gore. Yeah, they didn't show that only, yeah. They could have shown that where he kills Falagar of whatever the god's name is. But yeah, I mean, Captain Sorrow, in my opinion, these movies may look bad now, but no, I don't think they're bad now. I think Multiverse is okay. I think Multiverse is better than a lot of the Phase 1, Phase 2 movies. I like Multiverse more than Iron Man 2. I like not more than Iron Man 2 maybe, but I like it more than Thor 2 for sure.
Black Panther. No, I didn't say anything.
Bhai, tera to weirdly ऐसे hate है. I don't think Black Panther is that bad. I think it's good. But do you think Multiverse is better than Black Panther?
It's watchable to begin with. It has a story.
Bhai, Multiverse has less of a story than Black Panther. I don't even like Black Panther, but Multiverse
Black Panther has the Weekend, so I'm like,
You don't like Weekend?
Huh? That's why Black Panther has the Weekend.
Got it. Longer movie means less shows in a day, less money. हाँ यार Sunil, but I don't think Marvel thinks like that because उनके बहुत movies in fact over रहते हैं. Like fucking Eternals is 3 hours.
Their longer movies have done much better, like Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War.
Most people are hating Thor for Doctor Who because अभी क्या हो गया ना, like now we feel like if a Marvel movie doesn't get 90% on Rotten Tomatoes ना and like 75 on Metacritic, it's a flop. Because of what, like back to back Endgame, Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home, like these big. Now there's nothing like that for the next few years.
Marvel is the what do you call it?
Virat Kohli. But now we don't say that because that means कि 3 साल और अच्छे movies नहीं आएंगे. तो ऐसा मत बोल. Don't use another example if you have to use that.
Yeah, but I am still not buying into the whole superhero fatigue.
No, I don't think there's a superhero fatigue, not at all.
A lot of people are talking about it right now.
नहीं चुपचाप जाके वही लोग देखेंगे. It's just that like Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. what he did with Iron Man, no one has been able to do that for these newer movies.
It's not required also.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the money is good. Like I think it's a good thing that Top Gun is making more money than these movies. By the way, for what it's worth. I think it's a better movie also than all of these movies. Maybe the Batman is as good, whatever, but. Otherwise,
Top Gun, this year's best movie.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too. मैं तो थोड़ा बहुत okay.
I was
ज़्यादा लोग बोल रहे हैं हाँ.
What?
Most people are saying A for Thor. That's crazy. अपन ने B दिया. We had given Spider-Man an A, right? I had given A- to Spider-Man No Way Home. I think like not as good as Endgame and Infinity War, but otherwise very good.
Oh wait, I was there for Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. वही पूछ रहा हूँ मैं. क्या दिया था?
I don't remember, but I remember giving it a particularly high score.
Yeah, it was hype to था. Okay, now let's do this chat. मेरे को जानना है Thor, do you like Gore more or Hela?
Oh, interesting question. And I think Gorka's screen presence was way less, so I think that's where he kind of loses out. Otherwise, Gore could have been a much bigger character.
But I think in case of first of all, most people will vote Gore because Christian will.
Yeah.
But I think Hela is funnier. Like Hela is funny. Like she's. अरे तू म्यूट हो गया.
Hela is funnier, but Hela is more stronger. Hela is more badass.
Is Hela stronger?
Of course, dude, this guy depended on one sword
But
to
then-
make who he is. Hela is just like, oh, chaku, bomb, nuclear bomb.
Yeah, Hela on Asgard is strong. I think Hela का मतलब depend करता है रे कितना, because like that knife she threw and end में बनाती ना वो बड़ा सा knife मारने को इसको. It like how would she even damage Gore? I feel they're roughly equal with Gore. So it's like Hela would beat Gore on Asgard, but Gore would beat Hela on that Shadow Realm. Because Shadow Realm में तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा overpowered रहता है वो. मतलब he literally out of the blue can just fucking, you know what I mean? And I think Thor would have given Hela a good fight if he had Stormbreaker in Ragnarok. In fact, like this is interesting when me and Mehta were discussing this only. That Thor has not lost any fights when he's healthy and has Stormbreaker yet.
Of course. He's
Like,
worked for it, no?
Yeah, even
No, but he lost it against Hela on Earth, na? Where she just
Stormbreaker, Mjolnir. I'm saying since he gets
Acha,
Stormbreaker. Yeah.
Post
post-Stormbreaker.
post dad post Gearball.
Not even post that bot. I'm saying post him getting like, so he gets the Stormbreaker. He goes Infinity War में to Wakanda, kills everyone, beats him. Like he literally single-handedly changes the entire situation there, right? And oh, by the way, a lot of people felt कि यार because Infinity War में end में Thanos जीतता है, कि Thor going to Wakanda had no point. But I don't think so, because if he had not gone to Wakanda, most of those guys would have died.
Yeah.
Like most of the heroes would have died. They wouldn't have been snapped. They would have like died. Like खून they would have been fucking dead. So तभी फिर कुछ भी snap से वो लोग वापस नहीं आ पाते.
He would have
So-
lost battle before Thanos would have come.
Yeah, so it made a big difference him being there. He's the reason I feel Captain America, all these guys are alive. सभी मर गए थे. And second thing is like since he gets the Stormbreaker, that I actually like Thor का my favorite version of Thor is the Thor from Infinity War kind, where he's like full badass mode. Now that's not really been there in this one. इसमें he's just kind of like, so that थोड़ा maybe it was my expectation that was too high.
For me, this Thor was a lot like the Thor in the first film, the very first Thor film.
No. That Thor didn't give a fuck like you at all
No.
about anything.
Appearance wise.
Appearance wise. No, I'm not talking about looks. I'm talking about like even personality में. In Infinity War के end में
Personality wise, so he's always evolving. That's what I like about Thor the best. In the entire
Yeah.
MCU, he's the one who's got the best character arc,
yeah.
and it's
Thor-
always changing.
Thor
He
entry
is-
scene to
he-
Wakanda is best.
He's also emotional in general, so like the stuff that happens around him tends to like affect him a lot. His dad bod wala phase came because he was sad and depressed after
Yeah.
losing to Thanos.
Yeah.
Then now he's evolved into something more because he's lost everybody in life. So abhi wo वैसा है, and now he's sitting on the this thing. And when that scene comes और फिर वो Stormbreaker पे बैठ के ऐसे जा रहा है अपना हैरी पॉटर की तरह ब्रूम के साथ.
That's so random.
Also, guys, can we address the fact that we were clearly fucking catfished by Guardians of the Galaxy? Like clear catfishing था वो.
No, I was hoping कि they would not be there.
Yeah, but I mean, you were hoping, but they were advertised like they're there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
उनको कितना heavily था प्रमोशन में है ही नहीं.
Hey.
I was thinking end में तो आएंगे एटलीस्ट. भेजो चले गए वो लोग मूवी के स्टार्ट में.
Speaking of promotion, this is nothing. Multiverse Madness, the entire promotion was, oh my
Illuminati.
god, Doctor Strange is going to suffer from the consequences of opening the portal with the Spider-Man. That was supposed to be the whole movie as per
Yeah.
trailers.
Yeah.
And in the first 15 minutes, like, no, it's what? She's crying.
Yeah.
She wants revenge.
उसमें like it ended up being, rather than a sequel to No Way Home, it ended up being a sequel to WandaVision.
Exactly.
Multiverse of
It was a
Madness.
bit bugging, but I think they committed it a lot. Like, also, I don't know if you guys know this. Apparently, MoM went through a lot of changes even during the making. Because
Yeah.
nobody was happy with the way the story was.
Yeah.
That makes sense because even in the final version, it didn't look like those guys knew
The weakest thing is
what to
story
do with the movie.
in Multiverse of Madness. But I like the vision in Thor. It felt like they had a very small plan and
Vision तो मर जाता है ना,
Nice.
just like in the movie.
मेरे को पता था ये आएगा joke. I knew this joke was coming. Miss Marvel डिस्कस नहीं करना कि A अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ है. But
Or B,
it's bad. I
and
hate
B
it. I hate
because
Miss
why?
I hate Miss Marvel, and it's not a This is not a, oh, you know, of course you'll hate it. Instead of like a guy, it's a teenage girl you don't like. No, it's just like it's
So
too much
it has
exposition.
Indian
No.
music. We are hating on it. Come on, man.
No, I think Vivek likes teenage girls.
बढ़िया चलो guys. Next year's Twint article is coming soon. So I was saying कि
Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Did you see Moon Knight?
हाँ but ये आज नहीं करना है, but yes, and I love Moon Knight. Moon Knight is after Loki my favorite Marvel series.
Loki was great. Loki was
Loki
amazing.
was the best, and then Moon Knight. But anyways,
They are filming season 2 right now.
yeah, Miss Marvel is like, it feels like fucking watching a sitcom half the time. There's too much talking, too much, and I don't have a problem with character pieces by the way, sir. Like, but this is just boring.
Disney
So many jokes.
It's like Disney version of Marvel web series.
Yeah, it is, and by the way, it's not like oh teenage, like they did it pretty well in Spider-Man: Homecoming. The whole teenage angst angle. This is just too much कि अपना culture heritage के reconcile करो. यार, I don't want to watch a fucking Noah Baumbach movie, man. मेरे को superhero movie देखने का है. तो for in that sense, maybe I'll feel differently about it, but like it's so boring, यार. It's too long. मेरे को एक बाद में करने का Obi-Wan पे, but I will do sometime else. Obi-Wan my favorite web series of the last year. तो देखा मनु?
And then I haven't.
अरे watch that.
पूरा आ गया क्या? All the episodes are
पूरा आ
in.
गया, yeah. So I think, yeah. So now let's move on to the third one. Third final movie discussion. And I think best superhero movie of the year so far, which is The Batman.
Easily.
You wanna know something crazy? I haven't seen it yet.
तूने Batman नहीं देखा है?
You've seen Batman.
नहीं, मेरे को opportunity नहीं मिला. मैं
We
बहुत
discussed Batman when we were in Dubai.
I just assumed you watched Batman. मैं तेरे को बोला है मैंने क्या?
Kanan, you and I were in the cab. We were discussing.
क्या बात कर रहा है? Batman नहीं देखा तूने?
What a bummer. What a kick in the nuts.
अबे अब भी देख ले, अब भी अवेलेबल है.
I will. कहाँ वैसे?
Prime.
हाँ, Prime किसी पे तो है.
HBO Max पे तो मेरी आएगी. Prime
But
पे you
VPN
can
नहीं
give
है उसके पास.
$150.
Yeah, Prime. Or I'll
Yeah.
just send you a link where you can spend 150 rupees. It's legal. I'll send you a legal link. So something so completely legal link I'll send you. तो प्राइम पे है, बट प्राइम पे रेंटल ले ले भाई 150 रुपए में ले ले भाई. Genuinely ले ले 150 रुपए.
हाँ वही ना, वही बोल रहा हूँ.
It definitely was $150. Like no doubt.
I always wanted to watch it in the hall, but I could not. So yeah, I was planning to watch
That you
it.
can't now do anywhere.
This is such a shame यार, but MCU का इतना hype है कि लोग बैठो जाके Eternals देख रहे हैं, but Batman नहीं दिखाया लोगों ने.
Eternals में theater में नहीं देखा. Eternals मैंने एक रात को जब I had like an hour before a flight or something, I saw it on Hotstar.
Okay, fair ठीक है. But I mean still यार, I like the fact that a Batman movie is getting less watching than a fucking Doctor Strange movie is
It's
just
just I didn't like one thing that sort of वो जो एक वो ना कि दिखना ही है in irrespective of anything. One thing that sort of stopped me is because I know it's going to be this like some parts are going to be same again.
No, it's not. This is in fact like such a different movie now.
This is
It's an
exactly.
extremely different movie. It's like the only thing you can say it's similar to
Very
the
true.
Nolan movies is that it's very gritty. But except for that, now the way the movies, this is more like Seven actually. You seen Seven, that serial killer वाला movie?
Oh yes, seven के
Oh, yeah,
I think काफी in terms of cinematography काफी
Brad Pitt वाला
inspired
ना?
है.
Yeah, the Brad Pitt movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
this
In terms of its direction, it's very much inspired from the likes of Seven. I feel.
100%. That whole Zodiac killer, तो in fact Riddler का जो पूरा angle है, it's like the Zodiac killer.
Yeah.
You've seen Zodiac?
And
Yeah.
but the best part of the movie is just overall direction, of course, but just how creatively
The
it's such
soundtrack
a
also.
it's such a soundtrack complements the scenes.
You know,
ऐसा है कि like
my
the right music at the right
Yeah.
time.
My favorite scene of the movie, and this is not an insult to the movie, but the way I say it is going to sound very insulting. But my favorite scene in the movie is the opening scene. जब वो intro होता है ना उसका, and वो monologue होता है, tan tan
Mad
tan
intro.
tan.
Yeah.
That's the
Even
best
the
intro.
ending where the story is told, and now they are taking like a B-roll footage of
Yeah.
zooming out of Gotham and
Yeah.
something in the way.
Yeah.
बहुत ही yeah.
Batman, I mean, पहला तो let's never compare it to Dark Knight. Because Dark Knight is like not
Yeah.
just the best superhero movie, it's one of the best movies ever made, like in any genre.
Yeah.
So Dark Knight से नहीं
One of the
compare
best.
करना
Let's call it one of the best superhero movies.
What
One of
Dark
the
Knight?
best
This one?
Dark Knight.
No, Dark Knight is one of the best movies ever. It's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. It's a top 10 movie for me. Top 5 movie.
It's a
For sure.
top
And मैं
5.
बहुत movies देखे हैं. I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen Godfather. I've seen Citizen Kane. I've seen Shawshank Redemption and all. I would put Dark Knight in top because Dark Knight is just a good movie, right? Like no context, nothing. You watch that movie, it's amazing. Itna and
That's what
even
happened with me. I remember like I just came to know some Batman movie is released
yeah.
and I just went for it.
Like तेरे को बोलता हूँ मैं तू and I love Infinity और Endgame. Infinity and Endgame are the best comic book movies of all time. Like better than Dark Knight if you're looking at comic book movie.
See,
But
that's
तो
where they lose out to Dark Knight, no? Ki you need so much of context and so much of build
I'm
up
saying
to enjoy those things.
even with context ना Infinity War में there are like outside of the MCU के themes ना there are no like deeper movie making कुछ नहीं है उसमें रे compared to like a Dark Knight can stand next to a Martin Scorsese movie and Martin Scorsese movie में symbolism है जैसे Dark Knight में right like the his line right you either die you live long enough to see yourself become a villain
Yeah.
Two-Face like all these
I think-
small things ना or the fact that
I
like
think this one can be compared to.
or
बोलो,
Joker
बोलो.
man every fucking person gives a different
Yeah.
story you know I got these cars एक को बाप से मिलता है एक को बीवी से मिलता है so all of that and then Heath Ledger का acting which is just so
Yeah.
I feel
But this one can be compared to Batman Begins
Yes.
on some level.
I would only compare like अगर तुम्हें compare करना है ना head
Just
to
to
head
Batman Begins.
yeah you should compare because Batman Dark Knight had one more movie before it and then when you look at
Yeah.
Nolan trilogy 3 movies है so I would say just compare this to
Yeah.
Batman Begins and I think Batman Begins is a
And
little better but still this is a good movie
And I think like that's what this movie is also trying to achieve, like set that context and set it up for the next 2 movies, because what we're hearing right now is that this will also be a trilogy,
yeah
and that way they've done a good job because Batman is very raw in this, like he's trying
Yeah.
to figure out his Batman stuff, and there is as Bruce Wayne, he's just this ghost of a guy who just
So-
he's not a lot of Bruce Wayne is seen
do you know
in this movie.
do you know one thing I think that this movie did better than Dark Knight and Batman Begins and all, which is इसमें Gotham City feels like more of a character than it did in other movies. Like in the other movies, I like the villains more, I like the story more. ठीक है, Batman is debatable. इसका ये वाला Batman is fucking brutal मतलब. Like,
That's
Christian Bale का
because
ऐसा नहीं
of
रहता.
multiple. I feel a lot has got to do with just the general scene. Like
The way
so
it's shot,
here,
yeah.
his villain is the rich and wealthy people of
Yeah,
Gotham.
yeah.
वो उसको एक पूरा vibe दिया है. There is Penguin and then there is
Correct.
Falcone and वो सब चल रहा होता है.
Yeah. So
So
this
and a lot of it. So this is something you'll also see in the series Gotham, which also by the way is fucking amazing.
yeah.
So
But again, like
वो
with the series
काफी
Gotham, you
inspired.
have episodes and episodes to build that. ये इसने
Yeah.
this guy builds
movie.
that setting in 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you feel like, oh, इधर है, उधर है.
Yeah.
I loved Catwoman. Zoe Kravitz kill करती है. She's fucking great. The casting
Yeah,
in
yeah.
general is amazing, right?
Amazing casting.
The Penguin, मतलब, I like. Why did they have to get Colin Farrell for that? I don't know, but he killed it. But they could have just
He
got
killed
there
it.
other actors who look like that. But ठीक है. Colin Farrell ने kill किया. Falcone also is really good in the movie.
Penguin kill किया. So I feel Riddler could have been given more time because he is like the ultimate villain. तो वो एक चीज लैंड नहीं हुआ. And climax I feel wasn't like a Batman level threat.
That's
You
the
know?
thing. So that's my
ये
only
मेरे को
problem with the
काफी
movie.
वो थोड़ा ऑफ लगा मेरे को.
And the thing is, the climax
डूबने से बचा रहा है. तू
Correct.
बैटमैन है तो लोगों को डूबने से बचा रहा है.
Yeah. No, so that part I did like. Not the डूबने से बचा रहा, but the fact that the entire symbolism of that movie is कि it's not just about beating the villain, it's about saving people also. So rather than just continue to beat them, वो
For sure,
divert. So
for
that
sure.
they've shown
But they
well.
could have come up with a bigger
Better way,
threat. for sure.
100%, 100%. I think. So with Multiverse of Madness and Thor, I like the ending fights and all that the most. They were the best parts of the movie. Even Multiverse of Madness, the whole Doctor Strange coming in his fucking zombie form was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Fair? But Batman का I feel the best part was him being a detective. And the whole
Yeah,
seedy
correct.
underbelly of Gotham और यहाँ वहाँ से जा रहा है
Correct.
उसका Catwoman का
Yeah.
back and forth. And जो twist आते हैं right कि cute why is he fucking targeting these
Yeah.
4 5 people. So all of those things I really liked. But
Very true.
the ending का fight is in my opinion the weakest part of the movie but it's still a great movie. And I think the fight choreography is amazing. जिसमें वो मारता है ना
Yeah.
उसको. In fact, that's the other thing. Like, and I think Robert Pattinson was. I was not expecting
वो
him
to
to do a good
too
job, but
good,
he did a good.
too good. मनु कहाँ चला गया?
Manu का I think internet चले गया. Manu. To be fair, he's not even seen the movie. वो I think he's just downloading the net. हाइप करते हुए सुन के अरे भाई क्रेजी मूवी है वो सुन के वो जाके डाउनलोड कर रहा है वो.
वो बोल रहा हूँ आजा टॉप गन डिस्कस कर ले.
टॉप गन करना है कर सकते
Dude,
हैं.
Top Gun I feel was so good. Oh my god. I feel Top Gun was the best movie of the year.
Yeah, agreed. I agreed. Slightly above Batman for me.
By far. By far, Top Gun was amazing. Manu sir, Top Gun देखा है क्या?
उसने ये भी नहीं देखा है अरे. Okay, चलो give your rating for the Batman. I would say for me A minus.
B plus.
B plus. So same as Thor. You give Thor also B.
No,
You
no.
give Thor a
Thor
B.
B plus. Thor B.
Thor B. Okay. Okay. I would say okay. Let's ask people now. Oh, and this amazing music.
Hmm.
This one I A plus A. I don't think मतलब because this movie का critical reception भी अच्छा था तो I'm just going to assume कि कोई ये movie को I'm going to मनु का net चले गया. I'm just going to assume कि no one is going to give this movie like a D or something. So I'm not going to give those options. A plus भी नहीं दे रहा हूँ मैं actually option. A दे रहा हूँ. A minus. B plus. B. For the Batman chat बताओ. A minus B plus B. क्या thoughts है तुम लोगों के? You're giving it an A minus. Or no, B plus. I'm giving A minus. So A. Okay. So where would you put this? Do you like it more than Batman Begins? Mehtab,
Hmm.
do you like it more than Batman Begins?
No.
No, no.
But not too far off also. Like
Yeah, similar zone.
this movie did.
Okay, मनु का नेट चले गया है तो अपन बाद में करें टॉप गन ओपन का. I think this we can end now.
चलो ठीक है.
क्या बोलता है? ठीक है?
Done.
So thank you to everyone who stuck around.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you. और एक लास्ट पोल डालने दे मुझे. Look. Last poll is best superhero movie of the year. Morbius नहीं डाल रहा मैं because सब फिर Morbius को वोट करेंगे for memes.
ठीक-ठाक engagement आ जाता है यार. Vivek, not bad.
But this is okay. This will backend पे 6,000 views है, but these kind of streams get more watching afterwards also. So ये जाएगा 10,000 views पे जाएगा ये, 1,000 likes 10,000 views पे जाएगा ये. The Batman, Thor, 4.
Disco यहाँ पर is like मैं तब तू भी निकल ले power cut बोल के.
Doctor Strange 2.
Hilarious.
हाँ जनता हरामखोर है वो भी एक वो दूसरा चीज है पर मजा आता है.
This feels like your audience.
Yeah, 100%. I am the Batman. Okay, good. Yeah. Batman was Thor भी अच्छा था but more people have voted for Doctor Strange than Thor. Really?
Interesting.
That's interesting.
Thor काफी dislike किया लोगों ने यार.
I don't think. I think what's happened here is a
Batman
lot
is
of
a
people.
clear winner.
Yeah, I think a lot of
but
people
this
who would have
Thor
voted for
versus
Thor
Strange.
voted for Batman. Like right now, एक काम करते हैं. Let this finish, then let's put Thor and Doctor Strange together. ये दो वोट में डालते हैं. Let this hit 200 votes, 52 ने 100 votes, and then we'll do one for Thor and Doctor Strange too.
Manipulate करते हैं ना थोड़ा public को. Public, please vote for Thor.
Also,
It was clearly the better movie.
नहीं ये नहीं बोलूंगा मैं. तुम लोग को जो सही लगता है करो यार. तुम लोग ऐसे मत peer pressure में मत आओ भाई. भाई एनिमे टियर लिस्ट स्ट्रीम करना करूंगा यार कभी ना कभी तो मतलब बहुत ही जल्दी कर लूंगा अगले 1-2 हफ्ते में. अभी 3 दिन गोवा जाऊंगा होपफुली इफ माय फ्लाइट डजंट गेट कैंसिल्ड टुमारो. और फिर उसके बाद ओके आई थिंक दिस इज इनफ. लेट्स डू वन फॉर द बैट Thor 4 Doctor Strange 2. बताओ चैट. द बॉयज. ओके. साले वन पीस पे भी कुछ कर ले कभी. हाँ. Oh no, it is okay. Doctor Strange 2 है. Surprising. नहीं थॉर आ गया अभी. मेहताब देख ले, क्लोज है. Batman, Thor, Strange. Okay, now Thor is winning.
Close, but काफी close.
काफी close. Amazing Spider-Man 2, honest review, I thought it was okay. I didn't like it. I don't like it when they just kill the heroine for the sake of killing the heroine. That's why I wasn't a fan of Jane dying in this. I felt it just felt too like unnecessarily cruel to keep killing. उसके कोयले की वो मारते रहते थे. It's just like at this point you can let him be happy also. Also, I felt one more thing is it was very rushed how he just suddenly adopted his daughter, gone out of the blue. मतलब it wasn't like a theme in the movie. That I think was the weakness. कि there was no theme in the movie कि उसको बेटी चाहिए कुछ. Like there's one line where Kong says, "नहीं, Thor would make a good father."
नहीं वो तो है, उसको बेटी तो चाहिए था शुरू से.
Yeah, but मतलब वो ऐसे बोलता है अरे सिर्फ 2 मिनट के लिए Kong कि he would make a good father, but they don't really discuss it too much. There's no like I don't know. I just that I felt was a little rushed. ओके चलो देन अपन निकलते हैं. चैट बाय बाय. तुम लोग को क्या देखना है अगले ऐसे टाइप के स्ट्रीम में? बॉयज देखना है, टॉप गन देखना है, वेब सीरीज देखना है, बता देना मुझे. ठीक है तू रुकना, मैं था 2 मिनट के जूम पे, मैं स्ट्रीम एंड करता हूँ. ओके चलो बाय बाय गाइस. एंड कमेंट्स में बोल दो यार क्या देखना है तुम लोग को नेक्स्ट, लाइक इन दिस काइंड ऑफ स्पॉइलर डिस्कशंस एंड रिव्यू टाइप्स. ठीक है बाय बाय.